Hello guys, welcome back to the Let's Play Path of Radiance. I want to apologize for the audio settings last time. First of all, because it just seemed very loud when I listened to the playback. And then also, I don't know, it didn't seem on sync. But that's because I accidentally paused it in the middle of the recording, so that might have screwed it up. But whatever. I apologize for it. So yeah, getting back to this chapter, you guys should be aware of my goal by now. I don't want to kill any of the priests or bishops. This is made very, very difficult. I talked about how some of the bishops can actually attack you, so you can actually kill one with not even meaning to. And not only that, but whenever you're aiming for certain units around the priests and bishops, sometimes you automatically lock on to them first. So be very careful when you're attacking. Don't just try to speed run it. Don't try to gun it or anything, because if you do, there's a good chance you will kill a priest or something. Now, if you don't want to get this special reward, you don't have to. You can just go ahead and slaughter all the priests. But I think it's more beneficial to actually save them, because priests really don't give you that much experience. And the bishops, even though they are second-class units, they really won't give you that much either. So you get a lot of bonus experience if you don't kill them. And I think that actually is more than what you get for actually killing everything else in this chapter. So I think I do personally recommend you to try to save them all. But some of you might not really care enough to get the reward. It is a very helpful reward. I'll talk about it when I actually get it. But, yeah, it is pretty helpful when you look at what it actually is. Also, make sure you bring a thief to this chapter, because there are quite a few treasure chests, which means there are quite a few goodies to obtain. Some of them happen to be silver weapons, too, so... Silver weapons are very, very good. Now, whenever you advance into one of these two chambers, there will be two reinforcement forces that appear in the door of the back corners of these rooms. And one of the units usually is a Laguz unit, so make sure that you have a unit with a Laguz weapon, or a Laguz, or a weapon that has a higher advantage against Laguz. In this case, it'll be Beast Laguz that appear, so make sure you have Soren, or one of your mages, in one of the rooms, so you can do a lot more damage to those units. And then in my other room, I have Gotri with the Laguz lance. What's that sword master thinking? Oh, he still survived. I didn't think he would survive that, to be honest. Gotri is a tank. He is a tank. He really is a tank. If it wasn't for the poison he has right now, he wouldn't be taking any damage at all. So yeah, there's a cat that appears on the right room, and then a tiger that appears in the left room. Just remember that cats are usually faster than tigers, and they have a better chance of getting a double hit, but they don't do very much damage. While tigers, on the other hand, they'll take more damage, meaning they have higher defenses, and then they'll also do more damage, and I think they also even have a higher skill rating as well. Or actually, I think both skill ratings are actually pretty high. So don't take my word for that. Well, I mean, take my word for that, but I don't think skill really has a factor on any of them, personally. That's a crappy level up. Throw in speed, maybe I would have liked the level up, but didn't really care for that level up. Now right here, I'm going to try to silence the Tanami guy. And yes, I'm probably just going to call him Tanami for the rest of the chapter. Because, again, we know how I am with Fire Emblem pronunciation names. Good thing I have that physics staff still, too. The physics staff only has 15 uses, so it really doesn't have that many uses. But still, make sure you always have one in reserves, though, especially for mist. Again, I'll get into that later on when it becomes more relevant. Okay, let's go ahead and attack this Sword Master with L1. It's a bit overkill, but I don't care. I really need to start deciding what I'm going to do about Soren, because his weapon levels aren't really that good. Last time I checked, he's only at B with wind, and he's only at D with everything else, which isn't too bad, but still, I think he could personally do better. I'm probably going to give him a few arm scrolls, but I'm going to give them to him in lightning or thunder. It's thunder, never mind. So he can use some of the more powerful thunder spells, which means he'll also have a higher chance of critically the opponent. Oscar leveled up to level 7. Well, that was a pretty good level up. Everything but defense and magic, but again, who cares about magic? And don't bring in those stupid magic weapons. I hate those. So yeah, things have been going pretty good for me. Can't wait to get out of school. I'm tired of being here. College is fun, but college can also be very strenuous and just very, very annoying sometimes, especially when you have a stupid roommate. Ugh, I hated that roommate. I really did. I've been doing pretty good in my classes, though. I got one of my assignments back. It was a 10-week assignment. It was worth 200 points. I procrastinated the hell out of it, worked on it only during the last week, and I managed to get a 235 out of 200. I have no idea where all those bonus points came from. I think she might have added my attendance bonus in with it, but still, I don't think that she'd give out that big of an attendance bonus. But yeah, I procrastinated the hell out of that assignment. And when I saw my grade, I was like, I really do not deserve this. I did a terrible job on that assignment. But, hey. Usually whenever you admit stuff like that to the teachers, they're like, well, since you're honest, I'll let you keep it, so. I would have gotten a good grade either way. So, yay. Hooray for getting grades we don't deserve. Hooray for criticals. Hooray for criticals made by Nephany. I reckon Nephany critical's good. I reckon Nephany can do critical damage. Okay, I'll stop doing the reckon joke. I should try to make one reckon joke for every video, or at least one for every chapter. Because I've been doing pretty good with that. Except for the chapter when I didn't bring Nephany. I'll never make that mistake again. Okay, so really there are only 3 bishops that can actually attack you. Well, I think there's 2 others, but there's like 2 behind that wall right there. There's like one there and then one on the other side. They might also have light, but why would you even try to go back there? There's like no reason to, so I don't really count those 2 bishops as actually being part of the battle. But there are essentially 3 bishops that can attack you through the course of this chapter, and they're all in the middle section. And also, since you want to save them all, for some parts you have to do a creative maneuver that I like to call priest shoving. What you do is you just shove the priests into corners, and then that way they don't really affect you in the battle. But be careful when you're using units like Rolf, because if you shove a unit with Rolf, especially a bishop, they might attack you next turn, and since Rolf is an indirect attacker, he will probably attack that bishop. So, Yeah, just be careful with who you shove and who you shove with, and just stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't quite get over there. I felt like just using the silent staff. So I'll use it on one of these priests or one of the bishops. I'm actually kind of surprised I hit this bishop. So yeah, that bishop can't do anything, but still, once he wakes up, he can do something, so just be careful when you're moving your units, because you could also accidentally put Rolf into attack range, and then he could wake up on the next turn without you really realizing he was there. So just be very, very careful if you want this prize. I'm doing pretty good, though. I've pretty much gotten rid of all the units. All the units besides the reinforcements units, of course.